Hypatia of Alexandria, Marie Curie, Mother Teresa of Calcutta, Madonna, Malala Yousafzai. These are examples of many women who have fought and left their legacy throughout the story of mankind. Some of them fought as feminists, but after they fought to be a woman who would show things, some of them were raped, rejected, denigrated, and worst of all, hated. She in her time were a great example for the women of her next generation or for the future because they made everyone say that the role of women is the most important in addition to men in history. And this evidenced by the young people who were called to share their passion, some with better opportunities and others who had to fight and survive to make women at this time are the kind that kill. But then I kill the population loses a great person because not only can we see the reproductive value of women, but also the emotional and psychological value one give us because you're being you, not compassionate being friends, moms, grandmothers, aunts, friends, girlfriends, among others. And this can be evidenced in anyone because anyone is made think thanks to a woman and a man, but the woman had to preserve and keep that child in the womb. At work, some women have had to fight and be on migration days because this was a concept for women. Because, for example, the woman who studied science, who was a lawyer, who fights for the rights, that until she got into the music industry was believed to be a bitch, which even she is a slave of the devil. But it's not the truth. Women parse their passions in ways that men will never know, and they do because they are already passionate. They are warriors. They are very good at doing everything, not only drawing or cooking, but also setting the example. Marie Curie won two Nobel Prizes in chemistry and physics, which has a boom for the time because she was the first one to win an award in the scientific community, as well as the Mother Teresa of Calcutta and Malala Yousafzai were a great sign of peace and love because they loved their people, and if they're pointed with a gun and hated, but they achieved their goals and peace and love and were transmitted to the community at the same in the 20th century. One have to put themselves in a box and the stereotype of being cute or not so smart. Because if you're smart, you're not go. For is something that people never accept. Because, for example, Marilyn Monroe, she wears her beauty to capture the attention of many men in the cinema. But she was intelligent and she could be able to capture the attention of John F. Kennedy, President of the United States. Footwear and humor did not increase, but for example, John of Arc, John Duac, she was eliminated by Saint Margaret, Saint Catherine, and the angel Gabriel. And in her homeland, she was able to convince King Charles VII and save France and England. In any industrial, women are always set aside or are overshadowed by men. But we're giving an example. Madonna in the 70s was one of the most successful solo artists in the United States, in the world, but she did not find easy from the beginning. She was not unique, but they take very things of David Bowie from Prince, and it made elements who were part of the big screen the musically of the 70s, but she did not give up when he achieved successful. She came under the spotlight of Stacking because she was so controversial in part, but these were successful. It was his voice and his talent was not made the controversies. Nothing his talent was the most of Madonna. There was in social networks a comparison between Kylie Jenner and Malala Yousafzai. Well, a payroll of what will be capitalized and socialite of the United States being one of the most influential models until of the 21st century. In contrapart, Malala Yousafzai is a Nobel Peace Prize, a fighter for the right of girls' education in the Middle East. And people always say that it's important to make the comparison that yes, Malaysia should have the spotlight, and if so, but also Kylie Jenner and the entire Kardashian family is an example of success because not all feminism has to be a struggle or things like that. It's to say yes, it should be the struggle, where the gender remains of the equality war of justly, but also one thing that women have done is always be successfully in another way, and also, for example, back in history well. Yes, being the woman for those women have managed to fight another way. For example, the Virgin Mary, the Holy Mary, being the mother of Jesus, she had to fight seeing her son die. What she does was foster and her faith and love in making the all the queen of the world, of heaven, and be the mother of all, but instead of a religious example, for an early example, such as Hypatia of Alexandria or Cleopatra. She lived under a total regime of men, but when he was innovated, Hypatia of Alexandria formulating mathematics and be one of the most first women in founding and studying math, and Cleopatra being one of the most important people in the ancient Egypt, not only being beautiful but also being a great leader, a great sage woman united will never defeat. It's a saying can be applied seriously because, for example, the one in the United Kingdom who gathered to protest for their rights in letters were achieved being used one of the first protests to achieve something. For example, another example was is the woman in Russia who covered their face with sky masks and defeat the Russian regime because the Russian women asked, but enlightened despots of this time. One of the best monarchs that Russia had in power as a woman and being married will be a Mary. For example, Catherine the Great. I follow in her path under her husband, who is adoring a woman should be strong, capable of everything, because the woman that figured the woman is a figure to admire. Thank you.